You've said that one of your biggest fears is being alone. Mm-hmm. You don't like to be alone. Do you think that stemmed from having been surrounded by people within your career?
Let me actually edit that. I think my worst fear is being alone, but I think that being alone is by being not understood.
Okay.
I think when I was growing up, especially because I looked like this, people would assume that I was a certain way, which was not who I was. Like, I was a bad kid. I, wanted to create trouble. It happens a lot. And like people's, like my friends' parents would like take them away. Like it would just be like this whole thing. And I always had that growing up, that people would always assume that I was a troublemaker trying to just do bad things and become a bad influence, when actually I was just there to chill and have fun and had none of that on my mind. Sorry, what was the question again?
Well, your biggest fear being being alone.
Yeah, so I think when people don't give people a chance to kind of talk about their intentions or talk about their thought process, it does get really lonely. Just be like, oh, I just assume you're a certain way, and I'm not going to even let you have your say in it. So I think from a young age, I think that's why I was always afraid. I always felt alone because no one gave me that chance to just be like, I'm just here to have a good time, and I hope everybody gets boba, and look at me, I can dance. I think really, like, I'm that kid. I'm like empty head, no thoughts, in a good way, where I'm just here to be present, and I'm just here to be of any help. But because I was always thought of in such a negative light because of the way I looked, I think that's why. That's my.
Do you mean the way you looked because you were in America, or what?
No, it just like I guess the androgynous, like tomboy look.
Yeah.
A lot of my choices of like dressing is literally comfort.
Yeah.
I run around all day, and I can't do that in a skirt, and it just like became like okay, I'm just gonna be wearing pants all the time. I always, I don't know, I think for me in my head, the reasoning is not very hard, but I guess for other people it is hard to understand, which, okay, I'm willing to always understand, empathize, and try to explain to that person if they were curious.
It's quite interesting how you knew your style, but style plays into not just how you look, it's so much more than that you knew that from such a young age. Like,
yeah, I like sports. I think I always just liked being outside and having a challenge in front of me, whether it was growing up, I played sports with my sister, so if she started tennis, I started tennis. If she started running, and I started running too. So a lot of those hobbies and like that outdoorsiness always really came from just being with my sister and wanting to be like my sister. She's a lot taller, a lot stronger, and a lot smarter than I am. To this day, she still is. But I always felt like in school that because majority of the people that were playing sports and being outdoorsy were guys, so of course I'm just going to be like, hey, I want to play basketball too. Can I play with you guys? And it just turned out that way. It wasn't like I wasn't like scheming as a 7-year-old to be like, I'm going to get in with the guys and do all these things. I don't know. I've heard stories like that. Yeah. So it's just like, it's not that complicated. It's very chill. I'm here to have a good time.
Yeah.
I like pants because they're comfy. That's it.
It's not that deep. It's really not that deep.
It's really not that deep.